Maybe I can do it like this. No, not like that. Like this. No, 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 no. Like, ah, shit. Like this. No, no. Like, no, 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 like that. You son of a... You son of a motherless goat. Is that gonna work? Get this out of here. That'll work just dandy. How is it gonna do that? Oh, yeah. I get a little bit lonely sometimes, and I get a little bit confused. Don't know what direction to go, and I don't know which way to choose. Every road that I've been down just brings me back around again. Oh yeah, don't know what direction to go, but I know I'm gonna be there, and I'm doing alright. Yeah, alright, I'm doing alright. You know I'm doing alright. Oh baby, I'm just doing it right. Yeah, alright. I get a little bit tired sometimes, and I get a little bit under the weather. Weather. Should I do that? I get a little bit tired sometimes, and I get a little bit under the weather. I don't know what direction to go, mama, and I don't know which way is better. Every road that we've gone down just circles back around again. Oh yeah, don't know what direction to go, but I know I'm gonna be there, and I'm doing alright. Yeah, come on, doing alright. You know I'm doing alright, doing alright. Oh, you know I'm doing it, doing alright. You know I'm doing alright. Doing it right. Oh, baby. You want to sing a song? The Blue Jay would like to sing. Is that all you got? He gets a little bit noisy sometimes, and he's looking for some cat food. Oh yeah, my G-string's failing. Don't you hate when your G-string fails? It's so embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as having nobody watching your show. Nobody likes to watch me. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know why I do this. I do it for myself. It's all about me. I get a little bit lonely sometimes, and I get a little bit confused. down, just bring me back around again. Oh, baby. Don't know what direction to go, but I know I'm gonna be there. And I'm doing alright. Yeah, baby. Alright, just trying to get warmed up. Somebody's here. Nelson, bro, play Always With Me, Always With You. Oh, I don't know that song. I'm sorry. I suck. I suck. Don't know any songs. How does it go? I don't know how to do it. Always with me, always with you. It's always with me, and it's always with you. Who's it by? Is it like some of today's hottest music? Today's hottest music. We choose the music for you to think is hot. Today's hottest music. Booty keep bouncing, booty keep bouncing, booty keep bouncing, bouncing everywhere. That kind of music. Is it that kind of music? Joe Satriani. Oh, okay, that's good music. I don't know. It's instrumental though, I guess, right? He's got that one great song. My dad was listening to it last night. Actually, it's funny you mentioned Joe Satriani. That one song is like, his big hit. I forget what it's called, but super catchy riff though. I love it. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But Joe Satriani is awesome. I love that guy. Is he the guy that did like Surfing with an Alien? That's just cool. He's pretty cool. I like him. Man, my G string is failing. This sucks. I don't even know what the fuck is wrong with it. It's like they don't make G strings like they used to. I've never had this problem when I was over the years. This is weak though. I don't even know if I can play this thing. It's so annoying. Alright, well, I don't know how to play Joe Satriani, I'm sorry. What should I play? I don't know what to do. I think I need a bong hit. That's what I need. Surfing with an alien. I used to be in a band called Alien Tar when I was younger. I was in a band called Alien Tar for like 7, 8 years. And we played all over the place. We actually played some really good gigs. I even played at the Fillmore in San Francisco, believe it or not. That was like the best gig, best venue I think I've ever played at. I mean, we played at some other good venues too. We played at the Frost Amphitheater in Palo Alto. We played at the Elbow Room in San Francisco. That was awesome. We had some other really good gigs. We played at the band shell in Golden Gate Park. That was awesome too. Right at the Palace of Arts there. That was cool. Man, the band shell is awesome too. That was before I really even thought much about the old world architecture. Because the band shell is incredible. It's this huge cement, like half dome. We played on the stage there. There's like this huge dome over you. It's half dome basically, and the reverb inside that dome is crazy. There's like this delay. It's like it's not even such a reverb. It's like a slap back delay, like chack chack. It echoes back. So we had to set the tempo for all our songs to go with that delay. Pretty trippy. It's not exactly the ideal situation for a show though. to get all syncopated with the delay that's built into the stage. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm more of a Grateful Dead head guy. Most people don't even like the Grateful Dead, but I happen to love them. This thing sounds like shit. I don't even know if I can do this right now. My G string failed. That always happens to me. They don't make guitar strings like they used to. I never used to have that problem, but my G string on my guitar fails after a couple weeks of playing. Like, it's just, it comes unwound and it gets all like, it loses its resonance. Like, you know, it's kind of dampened, it's sort of muffled sounding. It's really fucking annoying. But I'll try to hammer out a couple tunes anyways, even though the situation is less than desirable. I don't know any Joe Satriani though, I'm sorry, I wish I did. Yeah, it does. G-string sounds like shit. But maybe I can do something to kind of cover it up. Maybe I'll yell out enough. I've been playing that song lately. Well, you know, I should do something faster. Well, I wish I was out on Rocky Top, out in the Tennessee hills. Well, I wish I was out on Rocky Top, out in the Tennessee hills. I can't do this. This guitar sucks. Fucking sounds like shit. Damn it. I don't think I have another G string I can put on. It sounds kind of weird when I say that. I'll play one of my songs. Oh, it looks like everybody left already. Well, I don't blame you. You better act fast, jackass. Let's just hammer in your brass tacks. A type of lagging, nagging, bragging, ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider that. Yeah, this is probably just a sign right here. I'm breaking strings, my G strings. I'm just gonna end my show. This shit sucks. What a failure. String I've broken, this exact string I've broken so many times. I fix it, and then I just need to go buy new guitar strings. I live way up in the mountains, so it's kind of a hassle to go buy strings. Now I'm one less string, and then I have a bad G string. I'm limping. I'm like fucking driving the car with a flat tire right now. Forget what I was doing, but what was I doing? Oh yeah. Is it gonna be a way to turn back around? Cause this whole thing's gonna come down. That's right. Act fast, jack, that's just a hammer in the fast. The type of lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bugger back, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around. Cause this whole thing's gonna come down. That's right. Act fast, jack, that's just a hammer in the brass tacks. The type of lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging ass, acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bugger back, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around. Cause this whole thing's gonna come down. That's right. lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug up, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around, cause this whole thing's gonna come down. That's great. And we will see who's laughing when the place starts collapsing in the free fall. Anything can happen when the ship goes down. So does the captain. Wherever you are is where you'll be stuck. Yeah, when this place goes belly up, you better have yourself a damn good plan when the shit's a fan. Now when the going gets tough, you better be clever enough. You gotta know what the fuck to do. You gotta run amok, or let the muck run you. You better act fast, jackass, last is the hammer in the brass. The time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bugger back, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around, cause this whole thing's gonna come down, right? The whole thing's gonna come down, okay? The whole damn thing is gonna come down, that's right. The whole damn thing is gonna come down, that's right. The whole damn thing down. The whole damn thing gonna come down, that's right. We'll see who's laughing when the place starts collapsing in the free fall. Anything can happen when the shit goes down. So does the captain. Wherever you are is where you'll be stuck. Yeah, when this place goes belly, you better have yourself a damn good plan when the shit hits a fan. Now when the going gets tough, you better be clever enough. You gotta know what the fuck to do. You gotta run amok, or let the muck run you. Brass tacks. The type of lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug up, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around, cause this whole thing's gonna come down, right? The whole thing's gonna come down, okay? The whole damn thing is gonna come down, right? The whole damn thing down. Hammer in the brass tacks. Lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact. Once you grab your bug out, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around, cause this whole thing's gonna come down. Daryl, cow, What's up, buddy? Well, I thought that weeping willow had to cry, cry, cry. I thought the clouds had to cover up a clear blue sky. Tears I cry for that woman are gonna flood you, big river. I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Well, I met her accidentally in St. Paul, Minnesota. Tore me up every time I heard her draw that southern drawl. Heard my dream went back downstream to 14 Davenport. I followed you, a big river, when you called. Well, I thought that weeping willow had to cry, cry, cry. I thought the clouds had to cover up a clear blue sky. Tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river. I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Well, I followed down to St. Louis, later on down the river. A freighter, I said she'd been here, but she's gone, boy, she's gone. I followed down to Memphis, but she just walked off the bluff. She raised a few eyebrows and she went on down alone. Well, thought that weeping willow how to cry, cry, cry. I thought the clouds had to cover up a clear blue sky. Tears I cry for that woman are gonna flood you, big river. I'm gonna sit right here until I die. It's hard to play without a pick. Let me see if I can find a pick. Is there a pick in my pick pocket? Please say there's a pick. There's a bunch of cigarette butts. Can't play guitar with a cigarette butt. I'm not picking any of these pockets. There's a bunch of change. I found one. It's so kind of weird to play with a pick. I haven't played with one in so long. On the acoustic. I play the electric guitar with a pick. Never use a pick on the acoustic for some reason. I don't know why. Whatever. Going back without a pick. Well, I bound on down to Baton Rouge, the Queen River roll on. Take that woman down to New Orleans, New Orleans. I get up, I had enough. Forget my blues on down to the Gulf. She loves you, big river, more than me. Well, I thought that weeping willow how to cry, cry, cry. I thought the clouds had to cover up a clear blue sky. Tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river. I'm gonna sit right here until I die. I'm gonna sit right here until I die. forward speed, 2 times speed, 2 timing speed playing. I'm a 2 timing speed playing, guitar slaying, string breaking, bass backwards facing man. And I've been running against the grain ever since the day I came. I come at it from behind. I'm Dr. Bass Backwards. You gotta watch your ass around me. 'Cause I've been running against the grain ever since the day I came into this backwards place. See the look on my face. I've been running against the grain ever since the day I came along. Yeah, that's the song that I always sing. I've been running against the grain ever since the day I came along. Yeah, this is the song I always sing. I've been running against the grain ever since the day I came, and I've been running till my dying day. I've been running against the grain. I'll be running against the grain. I'll be running against the grain. Yeah, but when you run against the grain, it causes friction, and you know that friction starts to burn. And when it burns, you know what's gonna happen. That's when this place is going up in flames. At the end of the game, up in flames. End of the game, end of the game, the end of the game. And I'll still be running against the grain. I've been running against the grain ever since the day I came along. I claim the grain is running the wrong way. I'm running against the grain. Running against the grain. And I'll be running against the grain till my dying day. I'll be running against the grain. Yeah. But when you run against the grain, it causes friction, and you know that friction starts to burn. And when it burns, you know what's gonna happen. That's when this place is going up in flames. At the end of the game, up in flames. End of the game, up in flames. Up in flames. At the end of the game, I still be running against the grain. I'll be running against the grain. I'll be running against the grain. But when you run against the grain, it causes friction, and you know that friction really starts to burn. And when it burns, you know what's going to happen. That's when this place here is going up in flames. At the end of the game, the end of days, I'll still be running against that grain. I claim the grain is running the wrong way. I'll be running against the grain till my dying day. And I've been running ever since the day I came along. This is the song I always sing. Yeah, I've been running against the grain. Ooh, while everybody's just a circling the drain. I see you circling the drain. Oh man, going down that drain. I'll be swimming against the current. I'll be swimming against the whirlpool the rest of my life, 'cause I don't want to go down the toilet. You ever hear the toilet bowl earth theory? You know, it's like, when you think about it, it's like, you know, it's the theory that Earth is like, just imagine like a big white circle, you know, like a big white rim, okay? And it's, you know, it's full of water, right? It's just sitting there and there's water. There's some brown things sticking out here and there, you know. Some other crap floating around, whatever. And, you know, whatever. Nobody wants to go to the white rim. Nobody wants to go over there and sit on that thing. No, everybody stays over here in the middle on top of the brown stuff that's sticking out of the water. And every once in a while it gets pretty nasty. And so God has to come along and flush the fucking thing. Whoosh! Huge whirlpool right in the middle of the thing and just sucks everything. Time to flush the mess. Whoosh! Down it goes and then it fills back up. You know, it's clean water. Reset. It's a toilet bowl earth theory. Thought you might want to know about it. You don't want to sit on the white rim. Nobody sits on the white rim. No. No. You're not allowed to. And every once in a while, God has to flush a place because it gets kind of nasty. There's a whirlpool right in the middle. It's just like Earth. Mostly water. You know, there's some stuff sticking out here and there. Sorry, it's kind of gross. I'm kidding, of course. But it's a pretty feasible theory. I mean, you can see you can see its qualities. All right, whatever. It wasn't that funny. Thought it was funny when I first thought of it. Like, that's pretty funny. Toilet bowl earth theory. Then there's a dude there's a dude on YouTube. His name is Toilet Bowl Earth. Like, oh, I guess I wasn't the first guy to think of that. I'll salute to your name, buddy. I think he might have changed his name now. Toilet Bowl Earth. He used to be somebody else too. He's one of Chalk Body Outlines, you know, or like more like EBT. You know the guy EBT, Enslaved by Truth. I like EBT. He's pretty funny. He reminds me of several people I've known over the years. And, you know, he's kind of got this little clique of people. They're like sort of like a derelict, like truthers or whatever. That they kind of spend more time making fun of truthers than they do really talking about the stuff that truthers talk about, whatever, for what it's worth. They're not like spiritual guys, although they've been raised like Catholic or something, so they know all about. They're just kind of weird, fun guys to know on YouTube. EBT is the name of his channel, Enslaved by Truth. And then there's Chalk Body Outline, who's one of his buddies. And they used to do what is it? Outlining Your Enslavement. That was the name of their... Because he's enslaved by truth, and then he's Chalk Body Outline, so they would merge their channel themes, and they'd do Outlining Your Enslavement, or Our Enslavement. I thought that was kind of clever. Like when people play on words like that, or play on names and mix shit up. Or just find the interesting synchronicities and certain things like that with verbiage. I found it to be kind of interesting that we have a lame duck in office right now, president. A lame duck is like a president that's not worried about getting elected the next time around, you know. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like, usually presidents are like worried about getting reelected, so they're going to behave, you know, within a certain degree of, like, you know, because they're worried about like getting reelected, so they don't want to disappoint their constituents or whatever, and too greatly. I mean, naturally, we all know how the system works. They don't give a fuck about the people that vote for them. But the lame duck is the president that has already served his terms. There's no chance of him getting reelected. He's not going to run because he's already served his terms, 2 terms. The limit or whatever, even though Donald has, you know, teased it running again, but that's not really normal. Nobody's done that. But my point is, right now we have a lame duck who's in office, President Donald Trump. Yes, you heard me right. We have a lame duck named Donald for president. Lame duck named Donald. Donald, lame duck, duck, Donald, duck. That sounds kind of familiar. Lame duck named Donald. There's a lame duck in office, and his name is Donald. It's better than having Daffy. Although I kind of like Daffy better than Donald now that I think about it. You can't really understand either one of them, but I think Daffy you can understand a little better. You know, you can hear what he's saying, but Donald's just like whatever. Oh, I thought somebody got a. Somebody got censored. What an adult wearing a kind of. Oh, Mark Wilcock, come on, man, get a sense of humor, buddy. What gave you the idea I was an adult? What? Because I have a beard, dude. Kids can have beards too, man. Don't be so like presumptuous. And I love my Pikachu hat, so try again, buddy. Try again. You have yet to offend me. When people tell me, like, check this out. When I was a kid, I don't know what was up with it, but I used to always get remarks from people like that I would meet, like typically older people or whatever. They would say, "You have an old soul, Forrest." My name's Forrest. Forrest, you got an old soul. I'd be like, really? What does that mean? And I heard it enough times where I was like, well, that's interesting. And I looked into it, and I guess it just what people mean is it's just like your soul has been around for a while. Like this isn't your first shot at it or something, or it's just like you were born with a mature soul. Like your soul is old. And for whatever reason, people thought that. I mean, I got that remark from several people as a young man, and people that didn't know each other. It was like removed from each other. People would say that to me a lot, and I was always like, wow, that's weird that everybody thinks that. But okay, I guess it's kind of a compliment or something. I don't know. But now I'm an old man, and I wouldn't say I'm an adult, but I'm an old man, and so this is what happens now that I'm an old man. Everybody that I talk to says I'm immature, like I'm like a little kid. So when I was young, people thought I was an old soul, and now that I'm an old man, people think I act like a little kid. So it's just like this bass-ackwards fucking theme that just runs through my life ever since I've been a young wee lad. I've always getting the reverse opposite theme that's just thrown in my face. I don't know what to do with it. It's what I am. I'm Dr. Bass-ackwards. Deal with it. Anyways, I never really became an adult. See, this is one thing that I remember growing up. I was always like aware of the fact that like adults or grown-ups they had a different demeanor altogether than us kids. Us kids would just be like, oh, it's an adult. Like they seem so official and just like, they assert themselves in a way where there's authority and you don't want to like, say the wrong thing or I don't know. They're just like, the adults in the room or whatever, the people that are like grown-ups. And like I was always like, oh, that's trippy. They're so different than kids. It's like, what's it gonna be like when we're adults? And like I was always imagining to myself, like, what am I gonna be like as a grown up? Like I can't imagine turning into one of those. Like, because those things are weird. Those people, they're just like they're so different than us kids. And I would always trip on that. I'm like, there's a noticeable difference between an adult and a a kid or a teenager or whatever, like a youngin. And I just remember thinking, well, it's gonna be trippy just like becoming one of those things, like one of those adults. Like, what am I gonna be like when I grow up? Like, I can't imagine how that's gonna work out. But here's the thing: I'm 50 years old, and it just never happened. I'm not even joking around. I'm just saying, like, it just never happened. I never became that thing, that image of an adult that I had in my mind. It just never happened. Make of it as you will. I'm just letting you know that, like, I never really felt like I grew up. I just never felt like I became an adult. Sure, I could probably dress up nicely and go play the part or something, but I'd be faking it. I'd be acting. You dig what I'm saying? Whatever. Yes, I'm 50 and I'm wearing a Pikachu hat. You better learn to love it or just leave it alone. You better learn to love it or leave it. Gotta take it or leave it and just love it, baby. You better take it or leave it, but you never wanna leave your love all alone out on a limb. Nope. Love it or leave it, baby. Let that love settle in. You better learn to love it, baby, or leave it. Either way, it's bound to stay the way it is right now. But you never want to leave your love all alone out on a limb. Better love it and let that love settle in. I just made that up. What do you think? Do you like my songs I make up? My songs? Want to hear some of my impromptu poetry? You better love it or leave it. Leave it at Lovitz. You're gonna love it at Levitz. You're gonna love it at Levitz. You'll love it at Levitz. You'll leave it loving Levitz. You'll levitate right out of Levitz. You're gonna love it at Levitz. What's Levitz? I don't know. I think they're like a car rental company or a carpet. I don't know. I just know that I was gonna love it at Levitz. You'll love it at Levitz. That's all I remember. Whatever they did, I was gonna love it. I always laughed at this business. I don't know if they had a little ditty or like I don't know what it was. I just always saw the sign off the side of the highway when I was as a kid driving by. I don't think it's still there. It's off at 280. But all I could see was like this building, and then I saw the sign for it, and it said MMM Carpets. So I'd always be like, carpets. And I just never really, I never got any closure on what that stood for or anything. I just always thought it was funny. So now when people say something about carpets, I'm always like, carpets. It's like this little inside joke I have with myself that I shared with you just now. So now you got to be part of it. Carpets. You know what was cool? One time I was hanging out with somebody, a friend of a friend that I was kind of getting to know or whatever, and we were chilling, and something came up, and like he was, but the word carpets was mentioned, and he said, carpets, and I was like, hey, what are you doing? And he'd always done that too, because I mean, it's like in our, it's off the side of the highway. Everybody who's driven 280 has seen it, so I guess he probably saw it growing up too, and always thought, carpets. But it was funny hearing somebody else say that. I was like, hey, man, I'm not the only one that's like down with the carpets. Carpets. I wonder what the M stood for. It's like, it was probably somebody's names or like Michelson, Morley, and I don't know. Think of an M name. If you're from the Bay Area, you probably remember seeing that at some point. If you're older, because I mean, I don't think it's there anymore. I was working on a song yesterday that I was really digging it. What was it? Oh, I already played it. Running against the grain. That's a good song. I think that's a hit right there. Let me tell you, this is a hit song. It's today's hottest music. You just got to keep telling people that, and they'll just start to believe it. Oh, this is today's hottest music. Booty keep bouncing, booty keep bouncing, bouncing everywhere. I kind of like it. Meet me in the club, it's going down. Everywhere you meet me, it's going down. Yeah, that's kind of cool too. I like that. Booty keep bouncing. It's like they don't have to put any work into it, and they just tell you it's the hottest music, and then they play it at the club, and so it's like, well, there we go. The deal is sealed. It's today's hottest music. It's played at the club, It's on the radio. They say it's the hottest music. It must be the hottest music. I better go buy the whatever they don't sell. I'm old. I better go buy the album. The what? Better go buy the CD. The what? Or maybe I'll just get a cassette tape. The what? Oh, never mind. It's gonna eventually. It's gonna be. Maybe I'll just I'll get it right now. Oh, it's in my head now. I'm listening to it. It'll be like that someday. And if you don't do that, you'll be lame. Oh, I have like the physical, like the what? It's like you're way old, dude. Oh well, like I have this software. It's on my computer. Oh well, that's still pretty lame, dude. Oh, I mean, I have a neural link. Let me see. Doot, 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 doot. Oh yeah, I'm listening to it too. No, you're not. You're faking it. You don't really have a neural link. You're just imitating us. Prove it. Okay. What do I do? Well, it'd be like, you have to go into fucking metaverse right now. I'll see you there. Oh, okay. And then as soon as they're in metaverse, you're all take off. That'd be your cue to leave. I'm out of here. They're somewhere else. I'm ditching out on this scene, man. I don't really have a brain chip. I'm not crazy. Who'd want to get one of those? Don't you want to be symbiotic with AI? You could learn every language all at once. It's like you won't even be yourself anymore, though. Why in the fuck would you want to do that? You just lose yourself altogether. All of a sudden, I know fucking every language in the world. My mind wouldn't be the same anymore. I'd be a different person. And yeah, I don't think so. We're not going to do that. I'd rather work, learn it the hard way or just not learn it. I don't want any cheat codes when it comes to my mind. Like, I've already tried that, dude. And, don't do drugs. They're bad, okay? But yeah, cheat codes don't usually work when it comes to your mind. You have to do the work to get there if you really want to, if you want to do it right, Because if you just have too much, too fast, too much, too fast, too much, too fast, you took too much, too fast. It's not good, dude. You have AI in your mind. Oh, you can just turn it off, can you? You know what smart means? You know what it is to be smart? Smart doesn't mean clever anymore. No, it has nothing to do with that. Smart means surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting technology. That's what it means. I'm not making this up. This isn't a joke. Smart, surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting technology. Surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting technology. Smart. Are you smart? Do you have a smart device on you? Do you bring that everywhere you go? Surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting technology. Survey, monitor, analyze, report technology. It's so smart. Survey, monitor, analyze, report technology. Oh yeah, it's so smart. When I was a young man, I used to watch TV. Now I am an old man, the TV's watching me. It's watching me. Yeah, the TV's watching me. When I was a young man, oh, I used to watch the tube. Now the tube is watching me. I don't know. When I was a young man, I used to be an old soul. Now I am an old man, and I don't know. I think the word that rhymed. I was an old soul. Now that I'm an old man, I'm still a young. Well, rhymes of soul. Come on, help me here, man. You guys are fucking so weak, dude. Nobody says anything in the chat. What is this? Why does it gotta be so awkward? Just kidding. It's never awkward. Yeah, it's a nice day today. How's the weather out there? Oh, it looks all right. The clouds are there. They look real. Take note of this. Every time there's a solar flare, there's going to be a shitloads of planes spraying shit in the sky. And it's not going to be your average plane farts. It's going to be the kind that, hang out there all day. And they spread out and create, this mesh all over the sky. And it's what's weird is that, even after the wind is blown and the day is almost over, and, there's clouds are always moving. There's like, air currents going on. Even after all that, after the whole day is over, with all that mesh that was constantly being sprayed in the sky, it's like you'll see that a lot of it blew away. It just kind of is gone or whatever. But whatever remains has been pulled in front of the sun. And you'll notice this if now if you just know what you're looking for. That's what I like to tell people to do. Go out and actually see these things that I'm talking about and take note of it with me, so I'm not just some crazy guy talking about a bunch of weird shit. Because then you'll be like, oh, he's right. It's weird. Because what I just described is a pretty common thing. Like, you'll see it, well, first of all, you have to take note that there was a solar flare. And then once you heard that there's a solar flare, I want you to go out and take note of what's going on in the sky for the following week. And tell me if you notice an uptick in planes that their contrails don't seem to dissipate when they should dissipate all of a sudden. They're like lingering up there all day, and they turn into this mesh, and you can kind of see that it has weight. Like, you'll see it spray out of the plane, and then it's all skinny when it sprays out of the plane, but then it gets wider and wider. It's like it's getting wider. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see what time it is. Okay, I gotta leave here in a minute. But the little teeny plane trail starts widening, and to the point where it's like like the plane was this small, this little itty thing. But the trail that came out of it was also that size, a teeny little itty thin little line. But then that line turns into this big wide cloud, that's like, it puts the plane is still a little teeny thing, but the cloud ends up getting all wide and big, like, it's crazy to think that that cloud came out of that little teeny plane, because it'll be a big ass wide cloud that goes all the way across the sky. At first it was just a thin line that came out of this little thin plane, but then after a while you see that one thin line turns into this big ass wide ass cloud that's across the whole sky. It's still up there and the plane's long gone, but you think this little teeny little plane made this big ass fucking cloud that came across the whole sky. You watched it happen. It's pretty weird, right? And so that happens a bunch of times. They'll be like crisscrossing several planes. There'll be all these lines that they leave, and they start off all skinny. You're like, oh, cool, it's a plane trail. But then it grows. It's like those little fucking inflatable, like, those little, like, dinosaurs or whatever. They're like little foam. They're like little teeny dinosaurs, and you throw them in the water, and then they turn into big things. It's like toys that kids play with in their bath. Those things are like sponges. It's like that. They grow like that. So it comes out like one of those little sponges. It's all this thin line, and then just the air turns it into its fully inflated, like, cloud. It's like, maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe that's how the clouds are made. They just get sprayed out of the planes, and that's what clouds are. I don't know. That's because their plane farts turn into clouds, I swear. But they're not the average cloud. They have like this stringy quality to it. It's kind of stringy. And it has weight. You can see it kind of dripping out of the sky sometimes. It's like heavy. And one time I actually seen, check this out. There was one of those plane trails, there was a bunch of clouds in the sky here and there. There was blue sky, and it was kind of like it is today, actually. But there was a plane trail that was floating by, with all the rest of the stuff. It was white trail. And, but then above it, there was like a thin cloud layer, above it. And there was like a darker line above it, following its trajectory all the way, So there was a plane trail, and then what looked like a shadow above it, on the thin cloud layer above it. Like, whoa, and I've seen this many times too, where it's like, how is there a shadow being cast above the trail, on the cloud above it, when the sun, you would think that, how is it hitting that angle? That's crazy, And I used to try to figure that out. But then this one day, and fortunately I took a video of what I'm about to tell you. It's on my channel. But this one day, I saw it, and I'm like, babe, look. We were looking at the fucking plane trail, and I'm like, look, it's moving. Because you could see the plane trail, the white thing, the trail. It was moving, and then I was all, look at the shadow above it, Because we always wondered what the shadow was. We've seen it many times. And because the trail was moving, but the shadow wasn't. And then I filmed it all. I have the video on my channel. The plane trail moved, and then it was right over the shadow, so you couldn't see the shadow for a second, because it was the same, it was the same length. It was like the same size. Whatever, it just covered the shadow because it was moving across the sky. It covered the shadow for a second. You couldn't see the shadow. And then it kept moving, and it passed the shadow and kept going that way. But the shadow was staying in the same place. It was moving independently from its supposed shadow, is what I'm trying to say, which is fucking impossible. So the only thing I could think of, because at that point the trail just blew away, but the shadow was still there. Okay, that's not supposed to happen, right? In reality, I don't think anybody's even listening to me. I wish I had people that like me. Whatever. What am I gonna do? Make you like me? Um, so this, now I'm about to tell you the punchline. This is the best part. It's groundbreaking, man. This video that I took, nobody even watched it, but it's groundbreaking. Or actually, I should say it's cloud breaking. Because what happened was that chemtrail that came out of the, I mean, contrail that came out of the plane, you know, that big long trail that I said was moving independently from its shadow that was above it. And at the point where it finally just moved far, we had to accept the fact that it wasn't its shadow because that's not what happens in reality, you know? And so it just kept moving and the shadow stayed behind. You following me? So we were just sitting there going, what? Unfortunately, I filmed it. It's on my channel. Not that anybody's even watched me, but like if anybody happens to stumble into this thing that I'm saying, I think it's ground, or like I said, cloud breaking, because that's the only explanation I could come up with, is that this trail had been sprayed above that cloud level. Typically, that's how they want to do it. They want to go above the cloud level and spray so they're not seen, you know, by people. But so that cloud, so the thing is, those chemtrails, they're made of metal particulate. I mean, contrails, that comes out of planes, you know, they say that it's metal particulates that are coming out of them, like metal, heavy metals, like barium, aluminum, strontium, heavy metals, you know, I don't know what, there's all these weird, you know, and they spray it out in like a mist form, but it's got some weight to it, is what I'm saying, because it's got metal in it. It's like really fine particles, right? But my point being, they sprayed it above the cloud deck, you know, and that trail it maintains its shape, you know, really it stays straight, you know, and that trail was heavier than the clouds that were floating in the sky, and that trail sank evenly through the cloud deck and cut a break in the clouds, a perfect line, because it's just a straight trail and it's got weight and it's heavier than the clouds that it's sinking through. It sank through those clouds and cut a perfect line for miles down this fucking cloud bank, you know. And then it kept sinking underneath it, and then it caught a wind current and started blowing. And that's when I saw it. I'm like, "Well, look, that trail's moving independently of its shadow." Well, and then it did move far enough away from the shadow where it's like, okay, well, that's obviously not its shadow. And that was the only explanation I could think of to explain it. So glad I had this conversation with myself. I think it's pretty cloud breaking evidence to look at. Anyways, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. What time is it? I got time for one more song. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. So if anytime you hear someone saying it's a chemtrail that has a shadow, tell them they be tripping. That's not what that shit. That's not what that is. It's not a shadow. And they can go to my channel and see the video where I prove it's not a shadow. I think the video is called "This Video Proves It's Not a Shadow." Seriously, I think that's what it's titled. Look up Dr. Bass. This video proves it's not a shadow, and you probably find it. Dr. Bass Ackwards. It's pretty easy to find my shit because I'm the only Dr. Bass Ackwards there is. I'm the resident reverse psychologist. Nobody wants to be me. Nobody's trying to be me. The only thing you might find that's not me if you search my name is that dude that's fucking like my hater. I have my own hater, so I'm pretty important. This guy is like I think he hates a lot of people though. I'm not that special. His name is Vegan Flat Earther or something like that. The thing is, I agree with him on a lot of his stuff that he feels all like fucking, you know, all like whatever is, he's all like mad. Dr. Bash is a shill, and his reasoning for thinking that is all because he's nice to everybody. he's all buddy buddy with this guy, and then he goes and he's buddy buddy with this guy who hates that guy, and he's buddies with both of them. And it's like, well, so what the fuck? I'm just watching shows on YouTube, you know? I don't have to live with these people. Why would I want to get sucked into their drama? Why they hate each other? I don't hate people. I'm not like you, vegan flat earther. even though I do agree with a lot of the things you say, which is weird that you hate me so much, or whatever. You think that I'm a shill or whatever. He's all, don't trust that Dr. Bass. Don't cozy up to him or give him your information. Or I'm like, dude, you totally sized me up wrong, man. I mean, not entirely. I am nice. I am buddies with buddies that don't like each other. I mean, sometimes or whatever. If I like the content they're providing, I don't let their personal drama distract me from watching what I want to watch. And if it becomes my personal drama, then that story might change. But like, that's for right now. That's how it stands. I'm not. If one channel doesn't like another channel, don't expect me to get caught up in the drama because I don't care. If I want to watch the content if the content is just them hating on another channel, well, you can rest assured I'm not going to watch their shit anymore because it's boring. Unless they're exposing something that's really important, like this is Dave Weiss, and he's getting his Freemasonry, he's getting his badges right here. That video sucked. That wasn't even what people say it was. I don't think Dave Weiss has been proven to be a Freemason at all. Like people say that he has, and they'll show all this evidence, but it's not. It's not as like smoking gun as they would like you to believe. Like there's an explanation for every one of the bits of evidence that people present, which is. I have better evidence, really, if you want to start talking about evidence that there's something up with him. But people don't ever want to talk about my evidence because I just get ignored. That's frequently what happens. Dave Weiss used to do group hypnotism when he was younger, and he got really good at it. This is what he said on one of his early shows. It was like he used to do group hypnotism. He would hypnotize large groups of people. He was really good at it. Like people would go to him. It would be like a group hypnotherapy thing, or I don't know, whatever it was. But he was all into it. And then one time during COVID, a Globebusters show was happening. He was on Globebusters with Jaron and Bob Nodell and Cammy and them. And everybody was talking about like how weird the situation was, how everybody is just acting like zombies. Everyone was like obeying the government, and it was just really strange. And Cammy made the remark on the show, on the panel. She's like, it's like everybody's hypnotized or something. Like they've all been hypnotized somehow. She's all, is anybody on panel right in here right now have any insights on hypnotism? Like, does anybody in here know anything about hypnotism? Because I'd like to talk about it. She brought up the subject. She's all, and so I was like, oh, I perked up. I'm like, here's Dave Weiss's chance to shine, right? Right? You with me so far? Because I listened to his old content, and he was all about hypnotism. He would talk about it for a while, and he used to do hypnotism. He'd have large groups that he would hypnotize. Have you seen any of that shit? This shit's wild, dude. It's like an achievement to have done, to have accomplished, and it's, it is what it is. It speaks for itself. But like, I mean, to be able to hypnotize a large group, that's a pretty amazing, gift to have or whatever, knowledge to own. And so here's Cammy, they were like talking about COVID, and she's like, everybody's hypnotized. I really want to learn more about hypnotism. Does anybody in here know anything about hypnotism? Jaronism and Bob Nodell and Dave Weiss. And I was waiting for it. It was just like dead air. I'm waiting for it. I'm like, is Dave Weiss still on panel? What's going on? Did he drop out? Waiting for it. No, nobody knows anything about hypnotism. And then the first person to talk was Dave Weiss, but he changed his subject. And he went to some other subject. He's, oh yeah, people are crazy, and like just kind of diverted from her interest in discussing hypnotism. Right there on the show, she opened up the platform for him to like, because he's a pro. He used to do group hypnotism, like fucking he knows all about it. And she asked, and it was like blank. There was nothing. Nobody was talking, and it was like, Dave, this is your chance to shine, man. Educate us. No, not a word. Do people hear me? Am I talking? Does anybody hear me? It says there's 2 people in here, but I haven't gotten any comments. I'm just wondering, is there any sound? Do I have sound? Can you guys hear me at least? No? Maybe I'll end my show. If nobody can hear me, what the fuck's the point? Is there any sound? Can somebody who's in there at least respond to me on that one question? Can you hear me? No? I wish somebody would comment, because that would really help me out here. Since nobody's going to comment, I'm going to end it because I think the sound might be dead, or maybe I'm not getting reception. That happens. Anyways, sorry to hang up on you. I mean, if you want me to continue, say something. All right, I'm out.